before things went tits up. But clearly it wasn't that bad because you're here, you know, again. Yeah, well, the K losing time, that was, I mean, I went through all the stages of grief. So, I was already on the other end. I was through the whole thing and then Kay returned and, you know, it was a little weird, a little awkward. It's like you think someone's dead and you bury them, mentally at least, and then they show up and it's like, oh damn, I don't even know who you are anymore. So, that was a little weird. What can you do? I'm glad that Kay is back. Yeah, exactly. You don't really expect someone to raise from the dead, do you? But I understand, sometimes things get too much and you just need to take a step away. A few summers back, this new Magnum ice cream came, where there were a little bit of alcohol, and you went to a store, buy one, and they asked you for papers. You were over 30. Yeah, well, sometimes it's just hard to understand, you know. I worked as a cashier for a while, back in the good old days. And I certainly had some instances where you just can't really understand. Like the person kind of looks like, you know, they are pretty grown up, but then you look at them a little bit more and then you start to question yourself, and better safe than sorry, to be completely honest, because, you know, you can get in a lot of trouble if you happen to sell something to someone who should not have the thing. So, I mean, for me, there was this one particular instance. I feel like I have told this story, but it was all, you know, I've been I've been in that goddamn place for like solid 10 plus hours at that point, going to maybe even 12. So it was a long day. So there was a lady buying some sort of alcohol, and I'm tired as fuck, and I want to go home. But you know, there is the alcohol, there is the lady in front of me, and I'm half asleep at that point. I just sort of take a look at her, and she looks pretty young on the first glance. So, without really thinking, the words come out of my mouth asking for her documents. And she sort of freezes a little bit and is like, okay, and starts rummaging around in her bag. And then during that time, I have the opportunity to look at her a little bit better. And what I realize is that she does not look as young as she did in the first second. She looks quite a bit older. But, you know, instead of going, oh no, it's okay. You don't need them. It's fine. I didn't say that. I thought, you know what? I will just wait. Because, you know, I already asked the question. I'm not backing out. I'm not doing that. So I waited there. And she did rummage around for a while. She didn't really have anything. Well, she wasn't over 60, but you know, she was certainly approaching her 40s. So it's fine. It's fine. But you can really tell on the first glance. It's like, you know, she was wearing like relatively youthful looking clothing, and she had long flowy hair, and she just looked, you know, like someone who maybe is very young. But then once you started looking a little bit closer, then, you know, all the wrinkles came out. And it's fine, like she was a gorgeous looking lady, but I felt like also, you know, I asked for her documents, and then I would say in like a split second, oh, actually, lady, no, you don't need documents. Maybe she would think, oh, do I look old now all of a sudden? So I thought, no, you look for your documents, give me them. It's gonna be fine. So she did find something eventually, and we could proceed. But well, I mean, she did say that it's been a hot second since someone had asked for her documents of any sort. You know, maybe she took it as a compliment, maybe she didn't. I didn't really care. I just wanted to go home. And I'm not backing out of my questions. Once the question is out there, I need an answer. I need something, you know? Thank you, Aqua. Was I able to do the mental math quickly enough, even if you see the documents? Well, I don't need to do mental math that much. All I really had to keep in mind was which is the bottom line year. So if someone goes over that year, then no alcohol for them. But you know, anything older, that's fine. So I wasn't like constantly doing, oh my goodness, what age is she now? But she was quite a bit removed from the base year. I'm referring to it as the base year. There is no such thing as the base year. The base alcohol year. Oh blimey, you're over 40. Oh my goodness, lady. Well done. You're on a roll. Can't even see the wrinkles from this far away. Madman, hello. Yes, Chupacabra 18. Hello, Mentality. How are you? Times change though. Drinking age is 18 in Slovakia as well. So when we were kids, so like a century ago, um, where was I? The parents would routinely send little kiddos to buy beer and mum groceries. Yeah, well. Oh no, someone's being very loud outside. I mean, here it's a little different. There's certain alcoholic drinks you can buy from 16, so like beer or some sort of wine. It was up to a certain alcohol percentage. Can't remember what exactly. You can buy beer when you're 16, and then everything else is 18. Traveling between Germany and Latvia a lot. Ooh, that sounds pretty fun. You said you live in USA, they just raised the bucket products to 21. Ban it. Ban it all. Just everything. Burn everything to the ground. European people mature faster than Americans. Is that a scientific fact? I'm not sure. This is why you can't find spring breaks in Europe. Right. I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, but then again, can't you can't you drive a car when you're 16 in the USA? Which I personally don't think is a good idea, to be completely honest. Um, and that certainly involves a certain level of maturity. So, cheddar. It's a little bit of like flawed logic. But you know, we're not running that country, so what do we know? Am I a sort of Bob Ross female? No, I'm very far removed from that. Bob Ross is all about speed, and I'm about none of that. I'm taking things slow. Eric, please. Can we get back to normal topics that do not involve shooting anything? Thank you very much. I wouldn't say I was going rather quick. I mean, we have the base colors, but this took a long ass time. I reworked this thing. I got rid of all the highlights that I put down and I redid them. So that was like another day or even more added. And all of this will need details. So maybe around November we will be done. That's my prediction. Yes, I am a sucker for details. I love them and hate them at the same time. Well, I hope I've been treating him good. Can't really speak for him though. But I hope. Well, he has many other things to do. So no time to stream. Cara, hello. How are you? Thank you, Cara. Harmonious, hello. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, thank you. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't even remember when I started working on it. But, I mean, on and off, I think. It might be getting close to 2 weeks, I think. Maybe not. To be fair, I have no idea. But you know, I'm not rushing anywhere. I'm just taking my time. Yeah, this is gouache. Can't get away from the gouache. I can't. No, it's not working daily. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I did finish the elephant in like record time. So like, I have no idea how long this has taken me. Because let's face it, when I'm streaming, a lot of the times the things that I manage to do, I'm not happy with, so then I redo them off stream. So like, do I count that time in? I don't know. Like, I don't even know. Oricino, hello, hello. Yeah, I haven't posted the elephant anywhere, but I will put it up eventually. Here is the finished elephant child in all his glory. glowing bubbles in the cave waters. I'm quite fond of this piece. It was a fun one. Well, thank you. Thank you. Glad you like it. The color palette? Ah, the good old color palette. The color palette for that one was pretty limited. So, I like how it turned out. I'm not sure if I use a lot of dark colors. I mean, in that particular painting, I guess, but overall, at least when it comes to landscapes, they are pretty bright. With like some exceptions of wintry scenes and I don't know what other nonsense I have painted. Thank you for the shiny, shiny, pretty things. Thank you. I do actually. That's, as far as paintings go, one of my favorite sort of painting styles. Wow. Thank you for your pro advice, Eric. It's great. Helps me a lot. Thank you. And the naysayer, hello. Doing alright. Thank you for asking. How are you? And Zoe there, hi. March Knight, hello. Well, thanks, Oliver. Where's Bobik? I mean, he's still around, but we don't really have space to display him, so he's just minding his own business, sitting on the shelf, being a good boy, you know. Good, just busy with work and life. It's fine. It's good to be busy, I would say. Nice. I like that. I like the sound of that, being busy. Oh. Have I been up to much recently? Nothing spectacular, but I've been up with life. So I guess that counts. You know. No drastic changes. I am sitting on a hopping ball. It's just, you know, an exercise ball, a yoga ball, a ball. It's fun, it's great, it's nice. Feels much better than on a regular chair. Although, there are times when I crave stability, and the ball does not give that. The ball just gives chaos that you need to control. But you know, it's good. It's good for my back. It's good. It's just good. It's fun. It's nice and round and bouncy. Okay, enough with the ball talk. You get the idea. As a man, you don't understand that. What? Multitasking? I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do understand that. Well, I mean, in theory, isn't life just chaos that we're trying to control in some way, shape, or form? We might not be great at it, but you know, we're doing our best. See? We're doing multitasking. Everyone
I just wanted to say...
Oh, gee.
Thanks.
Thank you. I can't see anything. Oh, well, thank you, first of all. Thank you for the shiny, shiny, pretty things. I was trying to read the text on the screen. But actually, I can just read it in the chat. That's much easier. I can see more. Well, thank you. A nice round of Chloe hearts going directly towards you. I think I misclicked on something that's not a Chloe heart. But if there are any creepy faces between the hearts, which there is one, ignore the face. That is not how I feel. But I do feel like sharing the Chloe heart. Thank you. Am I into portrait photography also? Well, I'm just into photography. I guess portrait photography, yeah. But I enjoy photography. That's my hobby. That's what I always now say is my hobby, if anyone asks. I enjoy photography, but I really do. I really do. It's extremely fun. I love it. It's great. It's exciting. It's interesting. I don't know. And also, it's like that one time when I actually can control something that it has something to do with technology, because a lot of the times technology and things and just, you know, stuff gives up on me. I don't know why, I don't know how, but things just don't really work ever. Whereas, I don't know, the camera just obeys. The camera is good. The camera likes me, and I like the camera. So, we're a good team. Recently saw what the Kazoo Kid looked like now and then. Yeah, you see, that is what we are not here for that. We only support the Kazoo Kid in his childlike form. The grown-up version, that is a different kind of animal, and we're not here for that. I'm very sorry, but you know. The camera likes me? Oh, well, I hope so. I really do. It's okay, Solitaire, it's fine. You know, you can't always feel great, and sometimes you just need to let it out, you know? You can't let it just boil inside of you. It's okay. Good to talk. It's good to talk things out. And sometimes you just have to let people know that you're not feeling that great, and that's fine. Well, it's not fine. It's actually, you know, I do hope that things get better. Sometimes they don't, for a while. Sometimes it's pretty shit for a while, and that's okay. But photography is so annoying. 3 dots, oh my goodness. Eric. I mean, it might be annoying if you're still using the ancient photography methods where you need to stand still for 20 minutes straight in order to take one picture. I understand. The shot is never set up the way you would want it. The light is messed up. The composition is wonky. There is a dumb electricity pole or half the car just in the way. Eric, first of all, you know how Photoshop works. You actually work with that on a daily basis. So I'm sure you can figure out how to remove electricity pole. Second of all your previously mentioned problems. The composition, that's on you, mate. You can sort that out. Light messed up. Well, get some light somewhere. Or take a picture when you have beautiful, you know, the golden hour. Ooh, solid. Happens every day. You can sort it out. You have so much sunshine now outdoors. Where's your problem? What else? The shot is never set up the way you want it to. Well, then set it up the way you want it. That is all on you. You can't just blame the photography gods for that. It's your job to set it up correctly. So yeah, you should be sorry that you wrote anything. What did you expect? What did you expect here? No, 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 no. We're not gonna praise you for for your photography disasters, no. Also, you were not here yesterday for cyberbullying, so it has to happen today. I'm sorry. Ah. She sure is something. Sure is something. A disaster on 2 legs, but it's great. It's a great disaster. That's the same shit Kay said. I knew I liked Kay. I knew that. You know, I'm glad that Kay came back. I'm very glad. I need allies. What do you want? I need allies. I can't be fighting against everyone on my own. And Kay is my ally. Sometimes. Other times Kay says things that insult me personally as well. So those are the times when I want nothing to do with Kay. Oh, by the way, on a side note, you know what I did today? Well, one of the things, but that was a very sort of, you know, in the moment, spur of the moment type of thing that I did, and now I'm very pleased with the result. I cleaned off all of the little keyboard bits. The keyboard, what are they called? Keyboard buttons? The keyboard buttons. I cleaned them all off, took them off, cleaned one by one with like a disinfecting wipe. It was very satisfying, and now it looks glorious, and I'm very pleased. So that's what I did. It was great. Eric, it's hard to pick anyone else. You're just so... Because the thing is, you see, Eric, the thing with you is that you play along. And other people don't. Other people get, like, offended. And that's no fun. But you're like, you're on a roll, you know? There was that time when you gave up and you unfollowed. Like, we don't talk about that time. But all the other times, you're like, yeah, you're ready to fight back. And I like that. I like that. I like that spirit. I like that I'm not giving up spirit, although I'm hurt inside. It's great. And that's why you're the perfect victim. Because you're not a victim, you're also a fighter. You did that yesterday, but you lost one key. You think it went... You... What do you mean it went in the sink? Did you just pour all of the keys in the sink? Also, how big of a hole do you have down there? How can you lose a key? It's like it's quite chunky. Don't you have a little thing that catches stuff? Maybe you can undo the drainage. I don't know the terms, the technical terms for the sinks. What is it called? A pipe, a drainage pipe. Can't you unscrew that? Maybe it's down there. You know, maybe it was the space bar. Who knows? Who knows? Also, Eric, you have simply given me, and everyone else for that matter, so much information that there is like unlimited supply of things you can be, you know, you can be picked on. I'm not blaming you. Like, I appreciate the information. I really, really do. But it's very difficult to just not use it in any way, shape, or form. It's very difficult. Like, it's physically, it hurts me to not use it in some way, shape, or form against you. So, what can I say? Doctor, I just sat down and went push. And it's gone. I don't know what happened. Don't, like, who would do that with a space bar? I'm sure there must be better objects laying around the house. Find something with a base, you know? Something that has a base, and you're good to go. I soaked all the keys in soap. I was washing them off and have a big ball. It's a garbage disposal and you're not sticking your hand in there. No more 9 on the numpad. I was thinking maybe you can like tie a magnet on the string, but the keys are not magnetic, they're like plastic. So that's no help. Maybe you can rummage around with like a long spoon. Do you have a long spoon? What else? There must be a way how you can get in there. I feel invested into this right now and I can't give up on number 9. Number 9 is so important. How else will you type 69? So important. You know? You need to get it back. Somehow. Ugh. Also the amount of gouache that I had on the sides of the key tabs, key caps, keys. The keys, the sides of the keys. It was quite impressive, you know. Eric, are you donating your nines? Hmm. You have gathered quite a few. Might be illegal to have that many. I can hear the silence? The sirens in the distance. They're coming for you. Get rid of all the nines. Light, hello, how are you? I feel like it's always satisfying to clean anything, really. But I can tell you, I'm very satisfied with the end result. Very. Highly recommend to anyone. You have some keyboards that could use an enthusiastic cleaner. Well, why don't you do that, you know? Why? You have free time. Your family's not at home. You're a free man now. You can do whatever you want. You could clean some keys, you know? Use your time wisely. You're not nearly as enthusiastic about the whole endeavor. Well, that sounds like a you problem, and you need to fix that immediately. Or just continue living with your grubby keyboard, and it's fine, and it's okay. As long as we can't see it. Or just bring your keyboard to the barbecue, and we will clean it for you. Might lose some keys in the tall grass though. But it's gonna be fine. Still being your life coach, you're just presenting opportunities to me so that I can be your life coach. All the advice is just coming out naturally, alright? Because clearly, if you're complaining about something, you need advice. You're coming here for that. You've been here for a long time. You've been here for almost a year. Haven't you picked up that any sort of question, any sort of anything, results into me giving advice? Good or bad, it doesn't matter, but I give some sort of feedback. So you should know better. If you don't want any advice, don't say anything. And that's very difficult. I could put the webcam full screen and stare deep in your eyes. Some people might not be too happy about me staring directly into their eyeballs for a prolonged period of time. Ask Dr. Chloe show sometime. With great host and bad advice. Yeah. We could do that. We certainly could. Also, I think just one doctor that's... I would like to have double doctor. Double doctor professor, just like Kent. Double doctor Professor Chloe. Ready to rescue everyone. What areas? I'm an expert when it comes to all the areas, alright? Every area is an expert area. A double doctor. A double doctor, that's exactly what it is. Double the doctor, double the fun. Double D's. Yes, double D's. Hello, how are you? Do I have somebody's face printed in front of my camera? Is it just a camera? Oh, I have a camera. It's just a camera. I'm just staring into a camera. I don't really need a face. That's fine. Okay, I can keep eye contact with the camera. Imagining that there is someone staring back. Isn't that glorious? I'm doing pretty good, thank you for asking. Just slowly painting little bits of this. Not really making much progress, but you know, it's fine, it's okay. Could be worse. Any progress is good enough progress to me. A picture of Eric. Oh no, no. No, that would be a step too far, shall we say. I'm not gonna keep a picture of Eric in my house. Although I am keeping his sketchbook as a hostage, so... Well, thank you, Sham. Yeah, let's leave Eric's face out of this. I need more water. I will go and get more water. If you don't mind, hydration is necessary. Please hydrate yourself as well, people. Don't dry up like raisins in this horrible heat. Thank you. I'll be right back. I just want to get some water. I mean, it depends what kind of artwork you want to show. You want to show your own artwork, in which case, feel free, go for it. Maybe you want to show the artwork of, I don't know. I don't know. If it's gonna be something horrendous, you will be banned instantly though, so keep that in mind. Do I like anime? I have neutral feelings about anime. I don't ever look at anime, nor do I really care about anime, but, you know, people like it. It's cool in its own way. What do you mean I was gone too long? I mean, also, why am I levitating? What even? Well, fine. It's okay. I am missing my eyebrows, however. That's a very defining feature of my face. So, if you could add the eyebrows, that would be great. But you know, overall, pretty solid, pretty decent. Gee, the quality of the painting on the camera, it's just, that's just rank. That screenshot, oh my goodness. Doesn't really do justice to what I'm doing, does it? Anyhow. Anyhow. Why is that a YouTube link? I mean, I appreciate you willing to share your art, but boy, YouTube link. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's great art, but you know. Maybe a screenshot? Instagram, perhaps? Can't get Instagram. How come? That's much better. Also, I appreciate the fact that now I have one arm. Thank you, Eric. It's great. It is great. Yeah, oh, it's fine. It's alright. You did make a portrait of my face for my birthday, so that was more than enough. Did I? Did I say that? Maybe I did. I had bigger issue with the teeth. That was certainly a bigger issue. The gappage. The very defined gappage. I see where you're coming from, you know. You had a certain reference picture that displayed the gappage in all its glory. But it was a very unfortunate angle. So it's fine though, it's fine. The rest was great. No, it really was. Well, enjoy your breakfast then. Enjoy. Well, see, Eric, that's the issue. You don't need to get it close to reality. No, no, no. You need to channel your inner dreams and imagination. That's what you need, you know? Give me like flowing, freaking hair, skin beaming to the higher spirits, eyes bright and shining, teeth like they came out of a magazine, you know? That sort of stuff. You don't need to emphasize the wrinkles. That is what you need to conceal. Get rid of those. Get rid of the teeth gaps and get rid of the wrinkles, and you're in business. No, like in all honesty, I did really like that picture. It was nice. It did remind me of something. That was that one, have I told this? That was that one time when I did get like a caricature type of portrait of myself. That was the first and the last time, you know, since I gotten one. And when I got it back then, that was years ago, more than a decade. More than a decade, certainly. Maybe a decade and a half. So I got this caricature portrait of me done by the street artist, and I absolutely hated it. I hated it. So, you know, no shade to the artist. He was doing, you know, a caricature. So it had to look bad in a way. But I thought that, you know, like, how bad can it be? Boy, it was bad. It was bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. It looked like I just climbed from a tree. And all he needed to do is add a tail. And I could be one with the monkeys, you know? I was a monkey with a floppy hat. That is exactly what it was. And I thought, oh my goodness, what even is this nonsense? And I paid money for, well, I didn't pay money for it. Actually, I didn't. My mother paid money for it. And my mother was like beaming like the sunshine when she saw it. She was like, oh my goodness, this is so great. I was like, mother, my dear mother, are you seeing the same things that I'm seeing? And I didn't want to look at it, but I had to. It was horrendous. So that was the first time and only time when I allowed anyone to make a picture of me. But there have been some people that have made glorious pictures of my face. So it's fine. It's fine. Anyhow, I was scarred at that point. If I had a picture of that picture, I would show it to you. But I don't. I really don't. I still have the visuals though. I can imagine it. Like, I know what it looks like. When I close my eyes, when I open my eyes, when I think about that whole thing, I know what it looks like. It was bad. It was just bad. Oh, Drevsky, thank you. Thank you very much. I think, you know, it wasn't also that I wanted to have a portrait done of me at that point. You know, I was a younger child, hence my mother's involvement. Um, and she sort of persuaded me to sit down in front of this man. And never again, never again. So, you know, even before the man touched the paper with his pencil, I was already very skeptical. So that doesn't ever end well, does it? Yeah, well, I mean, I can't. Well, okay, let me end the story on a positive. Yeah, the character that you did of me, can I call it a character in a way? Like it wasn't, you know, a realistic portrait. It did look like me though, but in like a caricaturistic way, if that's a word. Um, but it was simply the fact that it was like a stylized thing of my face. And the only other time when I've had a stylized thing of my face done was back then. So yeah. It did bring back some memories, but this time like your execution was so much better. It looked like me, minus the teeth gaps. Salanta, thank you so much for the shiny, shiny, pretty things. Thank you. So yeah, overall it was great. But, you know, it was great. It was great. The more I say it, the less it sounds like I really mean it. But I do mean it. It was great. It still is great. What does that sound? What is that? Is that a toy? Is that a dog toy? Or is that a child? There's a very high-pitched sort of squeakiness. It's hard to tell. Hard to tell what is that. Because sometimes children also produce noises that are like they don't sound human. They sound very extraterrestrial. So this is sort of the case. Next gen, well, thank you. And Glory, hello. Not in this one. Um, actually I don't, no. That's not Fjord though. I do have a painting that is from like a, a replica of an actual place in Denmark, but that doesn't have fjord in it. So no, I don't. But I think it would be nice to paint something like that at some point. This, for instance, is from our trip to Latvia this summer. In reality, I went through all the pictures that I took, and to be fair, I have an extremely small amount. A small. Oh my goodness, words don't come easy to me. How can I try? to explain. No, what were the lyrics to that song? Can't remember. Anyhow, I didn't have that many pictures at all. A record low number of pictures. So, what can you do? But this one is one of them, which I was pretty pleased with. Alright, must enjoy your way home. See ya. Have a good one. Yeah, the Netherlands. The Netherlands. Don't live there though. Live in Denmark now, so times have changed. Melosh, hello. On a side note, not to get into another, you know, aimless movie talk. My voice just disappeared. But yesterday, me and Vito, we had a movie night. And guess what kind of movie we watched? Not The Room, so don't get hyped. Not The Room. But I watched my first ever Bond movie. And it was alright. It was fine. Yeah. I don't know what I expected. It was pretty long, so that's a downside. And I sort of thought it would have more, like, more, I don't know, more shooting, more action, more like that sort of stuff. There was a lot of, there was that one scene where, which one was it? What was the name of it? I can describe you what happened. So, there was that one scene where he ended. Well, it was long. Yeah, I don't like when movies are too long. But there was that one scene where he somehow ended up in the shower with a lady, and he sort of knew the lady, but I could not figure out how on earth did he end up in the lady's apartment while the lady was taking a shower, and then he just joined the lady and he was naked as well. And I don't know how the story evolved to death. To death. To death. And then there was like, it all ended. Is this spoilers? No, it was an old movie, I think. It all sort of ended with like, there was this dude, this blonde dude, and he had teeth that were coming out. And they were having like a Home Alone type of situation in this old ass house. And basically it was like Home Alone, you know, the bad guys were coming, and then there was the Bond and an old lady and another old man, and they were in this house, and they made a master plan of like coming up with traps, and they were setting up traps all along the house and like things that would blow up and everything. So basically it was like Home Alone, but Bond style. And then at the end, a helicopter exploded in the house. Yeah. So it was like Home Alone, but with Bond. Yeah, Skyfall, that's the one. Thank you. Skyfall. It was alright. Like, I didn't really know what exactly I expected, but it was alright. Yeah, that's my verdict. It was alright. Yeah, I remember that. It was a very, you know, You don't really expect that to see. I mean, what do you think is gonna stick in my memory? You know, he having a phone conversation with someone? Like, no. Obviously, it's gonna be him intruding the lady's privacy while she's taking a shower. I don't remember her giving him the key, so clearly he was trespassing and breaking in, and the lady did not care. The lady was kinda into that. I remember the best part. The best parts. So there were two great parts: the shower scene and then a helicopter exploding. Great times. Also, hello, Liard. Yeah, I don't think I will. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I will be desperate, I might watch some more, but probably I won't. Probably I won't reach a level of desperation where I will watch any more Bond movies. Um, why would I wear any symbols on the hat? I prefer hats that have no symbols on them of any sort. Well, yeah, but still, I mean, there are plenty of people that I might know, but if they would all of a sudden show up in my house while I'm taking a shower, questions would be raised. I wouldn't just. The lady didn't even say anything. She didn't say a word. She didn't say a word. She was taking a shower, washing her hair, like everything's great, and then all of a sudden there was a naked man. And you know, instead of asking, who are you and what are you doing here, or at least saying hello, she did none of that. She just turned around, tips out everything, and they started making out in the shower. I would ask questions, you know, or at least politely say, hello, would you like a cup of tea, and then proceed. But no, there was nothing. So, there was that. What kinds of movies do I like? That's a good question. um, I like movies that are basically like documentaries. I like documentaries. I like movies that play with your mind quite a bit. I quite enjoy psychological horror. No jump scares, but psychological horror is nice. Um, movies that are very sort of, I don't know, they're basically just portraying human lives the way they are. No crazy action, no nothing. I like that. I like just boring nonsense human observation time. I do like a cup of tea, you know, a good cup of tea is always nice. Not every day though, no, no, no. Every day kind of thing is a good cup of coffee. Um, yeah, but I do like me some tea. Peppermint tea is great. Any other tea is also great. I like movies like Good Will Hunting. I have no idea what that movie is. Also, another fun fact that is not really fun about me, um, there's a very limited amount of movies that I have seen in my life. So, majority of the movies that you will name, I will know nothing about. Maybe I would have heard of them at some point, but chances are I will not have seen them. So, keep that in mind. Thank you very much. I'm planning on doing nothing about the fact that I have seen none of the movies. I might add them to the list, but I never take any movies off the list. It's just the list of movies that I say I might see someday, but I never do. So, it's a great list to have. I like that list. It's a great list. Oh. But I have tea with various storybook animals. In this scenario, am I on drugs? Why would I have tea with storybook animals? In what In what universe does that happen? No, I've never heard of that movie. I'm assuming it is a movie because we're talking about movies, but I don't know. Popular culture is trash anyways. Well, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? It also really depends, who we're talking about. Because sort of everyone has their own personal popular things that they like, right? It varies. Like, I have never heard of Good Will Hunting. Is that considered popular culture? I don't know. To me, it's not popular because I have not heard of it. To me, that is unpopular. Um, but it depends. There are plenty of popular things that are great. Exactly, you can't please everyone. You can try, but I would not advise that. That doesn't end well. Good Will Hunting is quite old, 1998, but it's considered a classic by some. Classic by some, trash by others. That's fine. I mean, what kind of movie is it? I could Google and look it up, but I can't be bothered. So you tell me, people. What is it? Will Hunting, a janitor at at MIT, has a gift for mathematics, but needs help from a psychologist to find directions in his life. So it's a movie about a guy going to therapy, possibly maybe. Yeah, well, I will not watch that movie. I'm not intrigued enough. I don't even watch the movies I am intrigued about, so. Also, on a side note, another side note of all the side notes I've had today, I will be cutting the stream off like pretty damn soon because I have to go away. Have to go away. Have to go on a date, okay? So, very important stuff. Very important. Synopsis is always shit. You suggest give it a chance. I probably won't. I'm sorry, but I probably won't. I'm sure it's great in its own way. But Yeah, well, you know, I can't focus on the negative part, which is quitting. I'm not quitting, but I am, you know, logging. I'm logging off this website forever. Dates, very important. A very important fruit. Date a fruit. A date is a fruit. A type of fruit. Right? Let's look up some fun facts about dates. Ooh, dates might be pitted and stuffed with fillings such as almonds, walnuts, pecans, candied orange, and lemon peel. Excuse you, who the hell puts lemon peel inside of a date? Why? Why would you do that? Have I ever had dates on a date? You see, I don't really go on dates. In my life, I've only been to like a couple of proper dates. I never like them. And, you know, the ones that I have been to, they've been very, I don't know, they feel very stiff. Like, not fun. But then again, you know, maybe I've been to dates that I don't really consider dates. They're just fun time activities. Fun times. You know, it's not a date, that's just fun times. I like fun times. You know. But as far as proper dates go, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. The word itself, you know, it does sound quite formal in a way. It does sound sort of. But it'd also be just, you know, me speaking from personal experience. Whenever I've been asked to go on a date using the word date, it always has ended up with me being disappointed in every way, shape, or form. So, you know, maybe it's not. Maybe the word date is not bad at all. I just have bad associations with it. Motsu, hello. I don't think I've. Oh no, well that doesn't. I guess I can't really call that a fresh date. I've had them when they're still kind of like juicy in a way, but they are not, you know, freshly taken from the date palm. But I've had them when they're super dry, and I've had them when they're still a little moist, and I've had them when they're sort of gooey. But I don't know what they taste like when you take them from the palm exactly, directly, you know. Can you even eat them like that? Maybe you need to work with them somehow and do something about them. Anyhow, enough date facts. Going by prunes versus fresh plums, like totally different. That's very true. Yeah. And it's sort of the case with a lot of fruits. The dried form is always a little odd, a little weird, a little, well, not wrong, but just different. Anyhow, I need to go. So why am I still here? I don't know. Have a good one. Thank you so much for joining this adventure. I will be back tomorrow with probably still continuing this one. I hope. unless I will change my mind. But you know, I have to get this done and finished in one way or another, so I will be working on this at some point. So, thank you. Enjoy your Saturday. Hydrate yourself. Eat some food. You know, other things. How do I know what to draw? I don't. I don't know. When I come up with an idea, then I spend the next 3 months working on that, so I don't have to come up with any more ideas. That's my plan. So I like, you know, all I have to do is come up with 4 ideas per year, and that's the bottom line. And I can sort it out just about. Anyhow, I'm leaving. Thanks once again, and see you tomorrow. Alrighty. Goodbye. Goodbye. Good.